And with those, most of them you can actually get on just Mushroom Hill, because there's like 7 rings. Not all of them are on the same path though, so you do have to like get some elsewhere. Hey, fun story, I don't know where a single giant ring is on Flying Battery in any game. I don't know where they are in Mania either, to be perfectly fair. Like, genuinely, I don't think I've ever seen a giant ring on any incarnation of Flying Battery. On purpose, at least. I think I've accidentally stumbled on 1 or 2, but, like, again, accidentally being the key phrase here. One of the retro achievements for S3 and K is getting a perfect only moving backwards. Ew. Like, I know Freeze does retro achievements, but that just kind of sounds like torture to me. And it sounds to me like a great way for me to not like certain games anymore, if that makes sense. It's like more power to people who do retro achievements, but I feel like that is like somewhat opposed to how I enjoy games, which is often just ignoring achievements. Unless it's a game I really love and I really want it on my like profiles completed. And then there's Sonic 06 and I want 100% a second time because I have all the achievements on my dead name profile. So I'm like, wait, what if I do it again to have them on my current profile? Yeah, the GameCube ones I've heard are a lot. Like the Melee set I hear is absurd. The only problem with that is I actually... Wait, what? The only problem with Sonic 06 is I don't have an Xbox controller at the moment. I only have later controllers, therefore I'd have to get like a brick adapter, probably. That'd be the best option. Because like third-party Xbox 360 controllers I don't really trust. Heroes has one that's borderline impossible. Please tell me more. I'm very fascinated to know what the hell they did with Heroes. Alright, boss time. Well, mini boss time. This one's not that bad. What am I reading? How do you feel about going through Team Dark's Grand Metropolis without getting hit, finishing the stage with at least 400 rings, or well, 480 rings, and only using Shadow? What the actual hell is like? What were they cooking? What were they cooking with that one? That is like actually disgusting. I mean, it's doable. Like, there are ways to get around without like flight formation, power formation. It's just gross. It's harder than it sounds, yeah, I can imagine. I also feel like it might be well, actually no. Heroes doesn't have a spin dash. If you hit a formate, oh, forgot about that aspect. Well, at least the one benefit of that, well, small consolation more like it, is I don't think Team Dark has as many transformation gates, or switch gates, as the other teams. Because they're the hard mode, so they kind of make you switch manually a lot more. So again, the one, like, almost saving grace of it is, like, not having as many as, like, Team Rose, for example. Has anyone actually gotten it? I'm sure someone's gotten it by now, like a speedrunner. But I'd be fascinated to see how that actually looks. Like in practice. Ah, okay. Almost got smushed there. Oh yeah, I forgot. This adds in something kind of interesting at the end. We'll see that once we get to launch space, which will be a bit, but... Also, if we actually get through this game too slowly to do it all in one stream, next time I might also, in addition to maybe looking at the Game Gear games, I might consider booting up like Mega Collection 2 and going through the bonuses in that version. My only issue with achievements in general is like incomplete collections. That kind of goes back to the FF13 talk, where on PS3 I had on my dead name file PlayStation, I had every achievement except the one for getting every weapon, and it almost bothered me that I was like so close to a perfect file, and just I could not stomach the game long enough in that capacity to actually like get everything. Actually, I think what happened was like my sibling at the time, like it was their copy of the game. I think they sold it, so I couldn't finish like 100% it. Also, I think my PS3 controller was dying from an unhealthy amount of Blaze Blue and other fighting games. Cause yeah, 2014 was when I was getting into fighting games, and I went through 2 DualShock 3s in like a span of a couple months, I want to say. Like, both of them stopped working. One was like the controller I had with the console, the other was a replacement, like a backup, and that one died almost immediately. Another thing I did was for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, there's an item where you can actually level up by just walking. So I just took a rubber band and rubber banded the control stick. That gave that PS3 controller drift. So hey, maybe don't do that if you're worried about that. Because I learned the hard way. But yeah, between fighting games and that look like Kingdom... Oh wait, that was a PS4 controller actually. That's a different story. Because I played the PS4 collection for Cage. So yeah, it's very funny how everyone... I was actually just having this conversation elsewhere too. It's actually fascinating to me how much everyone has trouble with like DualShock or like Joy-Con drift. But I have this like reverse curse where it's like I almost never experienced drift on Nintendo consoles. I did have a Joy-Con drift because of course those are just notoriously bad, but like I'm still using my Pro controller from 2017. Like no problem. And like so many people have trouble with like Switch Pro controllers not working. But like every PlayStation controller I've ever had just has drifted horribly. It's like a reverse curse, yeah. Alright, I don't think we'll have enough rings for the boss to do a supersonic fight, unfortunately, because supersonic is good for this fight, IMO. Because it's kind of annoying otherwise, but yeah, we definitely don't have enough rings, we're at the fight already. Alright, so, this is a weird fight, we basically have no ground, and as a result, Tails is having to help us. Tails will carry us the whole time, and we basically have to carefully jump off and hit Eggman. Tails will find you and help you if you do fall, but... It's a very creative fight. I like this. It's kind of annoying to like get used to, but it is a fun fight, in essence. I actually don't know how this works with Sonic alone. I assume Tails just shows up for this fight, kind of like with the tornado in Sonic 2. The fight with Tails alone is surprisingly hard. I can also picture that too. Hey, we get banger music time, and by that I mean no. We got the beta Carnival Night. The funny part is I actually don't like normal Carnival Night. Like straight up, I actually think a lot of the removed for copyright compositions from Sonic 3 aren't very good. Yeah, I know that's kind of a hot take on my from my standpoint. Alright, okay, that's not the way forward. Hey, speaking of way forward, I don't know if I want to get into that actually. But, that Shantae GBA game finally came out. Sort of. It's only the GBA version. The other console versions are still MIA. But wow, I've not heard anything about that actually. Except that the cartridges are in extraordinarily bad shape because Limited Run is gonna Limited Run. Which is actually weird, because I don't recall their previous GBA or like Game Boy release having issues. Like the original Game Boy Shantae re-release was fine. So I don't know what happened with this one, other than like different ownership now with Embracer. And then there's a huge expose on Limited Run, like literally a week before or something, like a week or two earlier. So yeah, Limited Run is not having a good like month. And that's kind of what they deserve, I'm not gonna lie. Because I have strong opinions on some of the practices at Limited Run. As someone who has a few Limited Run releases, I feel like I'd rather buy a limited edition from any other company. Like legit, when Fangamer announced that they'd be doing a Celeste anniversary reprint, I literally got it again because I did not want to just have the Limited Run physical. I wanted a better quality version. Yeah, no objections to the Fangamer one. Hi Icy, thank you for the head pats. I need my own head pat emote. I say that every time. It's just a matter of like actually waiting, because I have someone in mind potentially for commissions. Flashing light warning, by the way. This stage sucks. Because every time it gets hit, every block will start flashing. Well, that was easy. So the other funny thing is there are multiple betas of Sonic 3 that we know about, and some of them actually had different versions of these same songs. And a lot of the ones, the beta ones actually sound way better, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's actually frustrating how much better some of the later beta versions sound compared to the ones they actually used. Like, what even happened there? And I know they can't bring back the original songs because copyright, but even then, it's like, I wish they could have swapped out at least the better versions that we are aware of. I'm sure someone has. I think they could have saved them if anyone besides June did them. Yeah, they should have gotten T-Lopes. I mean, that's just the given. Yeah, people like match this to a specific early beta, and it's like, they shouldn't have used this one as the baseline. They should have used like any other version, and it probably would have turned out better just from having a better starting point. Funny part is I actually really like his composition work in anything other than Genesis aesthetic games. It's literally every time you give him a Genesis synth that things just go horribly wrong. Alrighty, because again, when they first were like, oh yeah, we're gonna use the beta songs, I was like, you know what, I actually like some of the beta songs better than the originals on like a, face value. So I was actually kind of excited about that, but then we got these like really not good sounding versions of them. I always feel like I give really non-committal answers to the question of how are you doing? It's like, I feel like I should be able to give a straighter answer, but there's a lot of things about me that aren't straight, so I guess maybe it's not that much of a surprise. I love making that joke for some reason. I make it a lot too. There's just something very funny about it to me. Oh hey, Chine Ming. I kind of found out. Oh, god damn it. Immediately loses every ring. The other problem isn't even just, oh, June is back on this, like, Genesis, like, snare drum bullshit from Sonic 4. It's not even that, to me. It's that it sounds muddy. Like, the audio quality of the, like, these songs just sounds muddier compared to, like, everything else. And that almost feels worse to me than just the instrumentation being kind of wonky. Like, they just kind of crunched down all the audio for some reason. The other game I'm really struggling to figure out how to handle for Fox Girls favorites is Animal Crossing. Oh, hi Knuckles, I forgot you were here. I was like, oh wow, that level's a lot shorter than I remember. It's like, oh, never mind. Yeah, Animal Crossing is the one I'm really struggling with, because like, how do I do a life sim for a consistent streaming series? Like, you know, something like Nintendogs I might just do a one-off for. But like, I have no clue how to tackle Animal Crossing. That's like the biggest, like, I am really uncertain of how to tackle that. We'll figure out something, I'm sure, but right now I'm just kind of drawing the blank. Because, you know, Animal Crossing inherently is designed as a game to be played, you know, every day, or like semi-daily. Which is a little bit hard when I only stream twice a week at most. Again, hey, we actually made it 2 weeks in a row this time. That doesn't happen every time. Again, Thursday seems like an alright day at least to attempt to stream. Ah, okay. That's on me for being clumsy. We get to see this again, I guess. Well, like, the Ice Cap song, actually, I don't mind it. Like, the Ice Cap specifically for, Origin / the beta. Like, the Ice Cap song I think is fine. I mean, I'll never say no to the original. However, I think that is the best one, inherently, in both cases. I'm also not a fan of either version of Lunch Base, to be fair. So again, that's a case where it's just like kind of indifference in both directions. Alright, okay. It's like, I should not be moving forward, should I? You prefer beta Carnival Night, can take or leave beta Ice Cap, hate beta Launch Base, interesting. Cause yeah, I'm really not a fan of actual Launch Base Zone. I'm not sure what it is about it, but it just never quite meshed with me. Alright, okay. Here we go. That is not high enough. Let there be light. Yeah, once we get to the end of this, I might take a break, just also to get a stretch break again, because it's been an hour. It's like, I should not be sitting for like an hour at a time. But again, the benefit of this is I can basically choose when to run ads slightly on my own pace, a little bit more. Which is an actual benefit of that. Instead of just being at the whims of, you know, a timer. Another one I'm really unsure about is Pikmin 2, just because Pikmin 2 is hard. It's like, oh no, should I really be committing to Pikmin 2 deathless? Because that's how I did the first game, and I would like to do the second game that way. At least you have saving every floor. Okay, neat. Like, Mania would sort of count for this series, but it would be a lot later, obviously, because that'd be like 2017. So yeah. Again, I might be putting too many eggs in this basket. Okay, we are zooming. I was like, did we break the game? Are we stuck in a loop somehow? Oh, okay. We're going this way, I guess. Works for me. Oh yeah, this is the boss, actually. Wait, huh? What? Hello? I've never seen that happen before. That's gotta be an Origins problem. That's so funny. I have no clue what caused that, but hey, you learn something new every day. Alright, that was weird. But I guess we're just gonna keep going then. Never seen that glitch happen before, but I love breaking games in weird and unexpected ways sometimes like that. Like, I just think it's fun to figure out, like, weird quirks and then be like, oh, that makes sense because, like, you just scrolled the screen too far. Like, that's literally what happened. If I had to make an educated guess, is I scrolled the screen too far. And it just was like, oh, you're at the goal ring, huh? Okay. It's like, nope, you were not supposed to go that far. But, like, the boss spawning in everything, that was really fun, actually. We love, innocuous glitches like that in this household. Well, innocuous might not be the right word, given that we did kind of, you know, skip a large portion of the fight. But I also don't feel like that's out of the question. Like, I was kind of thinking it might be an Origins problem based on being widescreen. And like, being able to basically load more of the screen at a given time, basically, than you're supposed to. But that's kind of just a theory on my part. I don't have the tech know-how to be like, oh, this is probably how Sonic 3 handles objects, but then I think about, like, all the weird, like, screen wrapping you can do. So, for example, in Genesis, like, specifically Ice Cap and Marble Zone are so tall, that you can kind of get it to screen wrap if you, like, all it takes in the original is to do this and then jump, I think, in some cases. Like, if you do that, or like some kind of trick like that, you can straight up basically jump to an earlier part of the level, or like a later part of the level because you're like vertically wrapping around the level. In general, I almost feel like all the Sonic games are taking a lot more time than I expected them to, which I'm trying to figure out if that means I'm just not as good at these games as I thought. Like, if I just overestimated my ability to play Sonic. Or if I'm just, like, taking my time more. I mean, we're definitely having some issues along the way. Another game I really want to play on stream is Sonic Advance. Because I've actually never finished Sonic Advance, I'm pretty sure. But also, what counts as finishing Sonic Advance? Because I don't remember how the Chaos Emeralds work. I think it's bad, either way. Advance 3 is interesting because that's the one I grew up with. I have never finished it, though. If you go by true ending, I never did Advance 3. Because I did not have enough patience as a child to look up every lost Chow. Let alone actually doing the special stages after finding the lost Chow. Turns out childhood me was very impatient. Frankly, current me is also very impatient. Something about this song feels really wrong to me, in terms of like sounding like it belongs in this game. And I feel like that's a weird quirk of the Sonic 3 music, is these are songs that were explicitly made for the game before they made like the deal to like swap out the music. So why do these songs sound so out of place? Is it familiarity with the other songs, or is it because Jun Sonoe just remixed them very oddly for this collection? It could be both. Sorry, Tails, you're locked outside. Shit, actually. Bit of both, yeah. I actually would like to get some more rings for this fight. Or not, okay. It's kind of weird repurposing the Sonic 1... goddammit. Repurposing the Sonic 1 special stages for, like, just ring mini-games in this game. Though, I mean, that's kind of the same with Blue Sphere and Mania. Now we have 0 rings. There's like 3 mini-games depending on how many rings you have going into them. The best one is like one where you have these giant orbs that you can basically like launch yourself off of. These orbs are actually like main level gimmicks in Mania, which I think is really cool. Wow, my luck is awful today. Advanced 1, the problem with Advanced 1 is the stages themselves. Advanced 2 is getting there, and Advanced 3 is a bit of both, but neither's as bad as the other two by comparison. Yeah, I need to give Advanced 3 another shot. I really want these games to have some kind of port again. I mean, if they're on NSO, it's still M2, to be fair. But yeah, I just want some re-release of the Advanced games, like, genuinely. Yeah, again, it would be the same company either way, because M2 does the GBA NSO app, from what I recall. Kinda wish they did some of the other apps, not gonna lie. Instead of being done in-house, given that M2 does very good work, like with the Castlevania collections. Which, frankly, I still need to play more of. I mean, by that I mean I need to play them at all. I have not, actually. So I gotta... Oh, right, they're THQ. Oh, well that's awkward. So like, at least it's not as like non-canon as Pocket Adventure. Because Pocket Adventure is like straight up in like the void because of SNK. Like, I remember Ian Flynn said that he basically couldn't even mention that game by name because of copyright reasons. I mean, if any game is gonna be lost, quote-unquote, Pocket Adventure's not a bad one, because it's just Sonic 2 again, but with, like, little story beats to kind of tie it into a bridge game between classic and modern. So it's kind of cool, actually, but also just, it's Sonic 2 again, ostensibly. But also a Sonic-themed music, which is weird. Alright, the collections this month for Capcom. I still haven't put much time into the Marvel collection. I also wasn't nearly as like excited about the second collection just because I'm not the biggest SNK fan. For a multitude of reasons. One, nostalgia, and two, vaguely gestures at the elephant in the room. I feel like I had this exact same conversation last time we played Sonic, though, so I'm gonna refrain from ranting too much about SNK. But in general, I do feel kind of like... I genuinely expect this collection to actually sell better than Sea of the Wolves, and if so, it's deserved, truth be told. The one issue I have with this collection, from what I gather, is like competitive standard seems to be different than what is actually being enforced. So for example, there's like different versions of different games. The ranked modes for CVS2 uses like a rule set that basically isn't used because it's like broken, but like with roll cancelling. Like roll cancelling, the version without roll cancelling is the one for the actual ranked mode. Which is like, I kind of get it because it sounds very... It's kind of like wave dashing or like snaking in like 2 or like Mario Kart or something like that, where it's like... It's kind of just baked into the competitive scene of this game at this point. Like, what if you just go to a Melee tournament and say, oh, you can't wave dash anymore? It's like, no one will want to compete in that, like straight up. So yeah, that's kind of the complicated part about, like, rule sets. The other big game before that was X-Men vs. Street Fighter. They added in the other versions, but the ranked mode still uses the last patch rather than the one that people actually like to play competitively. Hi, welcome on in. We're just finishing Sonic 3, specifically. Again, I'm not sure what to do, because, like, this took a lot longer than I thought it would, to be fair, but we're definitely not finishing... So we're definitely not finishing and Knuckles today. But also, if we do too much of the and Knuckles portion, we won't have anything to do next time. So realistically, what we'll end up doing is then pivot to a game clearing stream, where I try to go through a couple of the Game Gear games. Probably Triple Trouble is the one I'm eyeing the most. I've already beaten Chaos on my own time, but I can't remember if it was Genesis or like Game Gear or Master System. That's another beef I have. The last Master System re-releases of these games was for the Wii Virtual Console. So I really wish for like Chaos through, well, Sonic 1 through Chaos, I wish they had just kept the Master System versions as an option, because it's just kind of like a glorified, you know, Game Gear in a way. A Game Gear, but not portable. But also, like, Sonic has a nose, for example, in Sonic 1. Like, because of sprite limitations, Sonic literally doesn't have a nose in Sonic 1, which just looks really off-putting. The other thing is, with Sonic 1, they actually got rid of, like, issues with, like, screen scroll. Like, you can die in Sonic 1 because the screen, death plane is moving, and they, I think, fixed it for the Game Gear version, from what I gather, so there are benefits to the Game Gear version. It also just looks kind of bad, though, so having the option would be nice, is kind of what I'm saying. I am all for options and collections, and I wish games more would take the Capcom route, or just have every version as an option. In general, though, I am, like, looking forward to this, like, Capcom collection. I'll probably pick it up at some point, but I'm not, like, in a huge rush. With Marvel, I was just kind of, like... I'm more invested in MVC as a brand, I guess, so I kind of wanted to support the series. Despite not actually playing the collection as soon as I get it. So yeah, it's a case of just kind of wanting, and also because I thought it'd be stupidly rare. It's the Scott Pilgrim problem of, I own Scott Pilgrim. I have not played it. I've never engaged with any media about Scott Pilgrim, but I own the game because the game got yanked from digital storefronts like many years ago, and I, as a result, was like, oh hey, a physical copy of the limited run print of Scott Pilgrim for like $5. It was on sale really cheap for some reason at like Best Buy one time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy this to have it. Like, I don't care about Scott Pilgrim as a series, but I want to make sure if I ever do, I have this game, because I don't know if it'll be sold in the future. That's a case of, like, I need to actually get a crew together if I want to, like, game clear that. Because that does not seem like a fun game to play by myself, I'm gonna be real. But again, like I've established already, I'm not really a beat-em-up person. But with friends, I think I could have a good time with Scott Pilgrim. But I also need to actually, like, read the graphic novel or engage in any media about that franchise, period, as well. You know, off screen I should have looked up, like, a guide for the... or, like, a level map of Mushroom Hill to see where giant rings were. I kind of forgot, to be honest. So, oops. I don't know how many emeralds we'll be getting in Mushroom Hill. So yeah, we actually skipped CD for this little mini marathon, so I'm also tempted, I'm also conflicted on what to do with that. Like, do we go back to CD later? I'd also be less concerned about actually doing it through Origins, just because Sonic CD, I don't know what I'm trying to say, actually. Like, it's not really a favorite of mine, I'm gonna be real. I'm not super into it, I like it, but it's not like, it does not qualify as a favorite, even though I enjoy it. 2 and 3 definitely are childhood favorites, 1 is not. So, by that logic, CD could also count. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out here with my planning. And again, with SA2, I already did an SA2 playthrough so recently that I'm just gonna skip it. Maybe someday I'll go back to SA2 and do like a randomizer or like 100%. Actually, I want to do 100%. I want the achievements on one of my favorite games. CD is fine on anything except the original. The one problem with CD on Origins is the audio mixing is bad. Hi Kuro, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. We're almost done with Sonic 3, I think. But we actually have a surprise in this version. They add something in that like every version adds in. So it's like, this is cool! If like every mod didn't already do this. So it loses some appeal as a result. But you'll see what I mean in a moment. I also definitely want rings for that thingy to make my life a lot easier. Basically, compared to just the normal, like, console version of the Sonic 3 mobile port, the FMV cutscenes, like, the vocal songs are, like, cranked up really high for some reason, compared to every other re-release of the game. Like, noticeably so. But yeah, to some extent, it's like, oh, the audio is bad. It's like, that's kind of just a Sonic game at that point. It's kind of tradition. Shit, Tails, help. That's not what I call helping, okay. But hey, after this level, we don't have to worry about the music of this game. Again, I don't dislike the beta songs, I just don't like them either. In a lot of cases, again, I actually kind of like Ice Caps. Alright, do I remember how this fight works? The answer is a resounding no. Oh god, we are in trouble for the bonus thing. Owie, that sucks actually. So yeah, there's a bonus fight. This is a common thing to add back into like Sonic 3 Air, Sonic 3 Complete. Basically reincorporating the final boss of 3 that normally is skipped in 3 and Knuckles. I always like that little cutscene of just Knuckles trying to stop you and failing perfectly. Yeah, the other Act 2 boss. Again, I'm pretty sure if you lock on the actual Genesis games, you skip this fight entirely on the original version. But again, a lot of versions add this back in. Let's see if oh wait, there's this fight. I forgot this existed, not gonna lie. See, this is why I want... Okay, this is just a mulligan at this point. Cause, hey, there's no way I'm getting through this fight with no rings. Oh, you do fight this in 3K? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that sucks.